Welcome to Watch Symposium. I'm Austin. The mother of pearl Tudor Hydronaut has arrived, and in this video we're going to take a look at it in detail. But link in the description if you haven't seen me go over the bill for this watch. It's kind of interesting to see what I had done, what it cost. It provides some insights into having your Tudor serviced here at RSC in Japan. And of course I'll go over the documents that I got when I picked up the watch. Also, be sure to subscribe because a couple of interesting videos on the way. RSC has my Iconaut, and I've got some decisions to make that aren't so straightforward, and so that's going to be an interesting video to make. A little bit of drama, a bit of a soap opera there perhaps. And also, there's a big change when it comes to RSC Japan's policy of returning parts. Kind of a good thing, kind of a bad thing, but it's a new policy for 2021. We're going to go into it in a future video, so be sure to subscribe. But let's get into talking about the Tudor Hydronaut 89190. All right, we'll start out with the clasp, and I had this piece polished, and I paid extra to have it polished. When you take a Rolex watch to RSC here in Japan, you pay a base price for the service of about 700 USD. And the polish is included in that. Whether you have it polished or not, you're going to be paying that base price, and it doesn't get cheaper if you don't opt for the polish. The Tudor Hydronaut, the base price is about half that, but the polishing is not included. That's an option, and it cost about a couple $100 extra, and I opted for it. Typically I wouldn't because I like unpolished pieces, but this had a third-party polish, and so I just wanted RSC to go over it, get the lines perfect. Going forward, I probably won't have it polished ever again. I'll just live with any wear on it. But you can see it must have been a light polish because on the flip lock, you can see some horizontal scratches that didn't quite make it out, which is fine with me. Those are from an infamous live stream when I had a bottle of Dutch gin and scratched the clasp on the ceramic bottle of that gin, so still have that reminder of that pretty crazy live show, and I know many of you guys have seen that and remember it. All right, so you've got a mix of polished and brushed surfaces on the sort of Jubilee-esque, well, it's sort of a mixture between a Jubilee in that it's five parts across, but in a way it's got, you know, the shape of the oyster, so sort of like a mixture between a Jubilee and an oyster bracelet. And we're making our way slowly to the dial. All right, here it is, and this is a really hard dial to photograph. The camera doesn't do it justice. Didn't quite capture the colors or the depth of it. You know, when I look through the camera, it looks okay, but when I look at it with my naked eye, there's a lot more there. But I'll do the best I can, and you know, at times it looks like waves in an ocean, other times it looks like clouds. I think my younger daughter saw it and said it looked like rain clouds, I think she was talking about. There, it looks like kind of rain clouds right there. And a lot of different colors depending on how the light hits it. I mean, it can look drab in shadows, but then in sunlight, you know, a display of colors. Maybe you can see some of them there, but pink, green, blue, of course, kind of a reddish color every now and then. And of course, the best thing about this dial is it's unique and it's unlike any other dial out there. And that's the beauty of mother of pearl dials, of meteorite dials, of the date-just wood dials. You know, each one is different, and thinking about the Iconaut and the gray dial, I gotta say I'm not quite as excited about that as I was, because, you know, it's gonna be a run-of-the-mill gray dial, and, you know, having experienced the uniqueness of this dial at, you know, a run-of-the-mill dial's not quite so exciting to me anymore. If they had a mother of pearl option for the Iconaut, I would definitely go for it. In fact, I like this dial so much that I've actually thought about having my other Tudor Hydronaut fitted out with a mother of pearl dial. And that's probably why people like, you know, the unique dials, like the cream colored Explorer 2 dials and the purpling Submariner Bluesy dials and the Spider dials and the tropical dials, because all of a sudden you get character and things get unique and interesting. And you know, I really like this. And I was sort of at first ambivalent about paying what I paid for it. And again, check out that video, you'll see exactly what I paid to have this done. But now that it's done, I really am glad I did do it. So much so that I'm, you know, thinking of having the blue dialed Hydronaut fitted out with a mother of pearl dial. So what do you think? Should I do it? I would be interested to see the type of mother of pearl dial that came with. And you know, you never know what you're going to get. And this particular one, if you look at the 7 and the 8, there's this sort of ripple. It looks like a big cloud, or you know, if you happen to look at it, it looks like the ocean. It looks like a wave. And you know, it's part of the character of the dial, and it's one of the things I immediately noticed. And you know, it's interesting because whoever made this dial has to decide, you know, is this going to be the top? Is this going to be the bottom? You know, is this going to be the top, and is this going to be the bottom? And you know, I think they chose very nicely. Perhaps they rotated it and they thought, this looks the best. This will be the top. But I just really like it. And you know, what can I say about it? Unique, a lot of character, beautiful colors, beautiful patterns. Again, a depth that I don't think the camera can pick up. But hopefully you've seen some of the colors and the play on light that you can experience with a mother of pearl dial. And it's really changed what I like. All of a sudden, the meteorite dials have become really neat, and I feel like I've gone through a door that I can't quite go back. I can't quite go back and be quite as satisfied with a run-of-the-mill dial as I was before. It's not to say that I don't love GMT Master 2s and Submariners and that, but when you pass through that portal of uniqueness, it's tough to go back, because you realize there's a sacrifice. And something like a GMT Master 2, a typical GMT Master 2 with a typical black dial, as beautiful as they are, you know, it's not going to be quite as special as something like this, or of course the meteorite dial. And that's probably a portal that a lot of people go through in different ways. You know, maybe that's the precious metal portal, where you go through and once you pass through it, it's tough to go back to steel. But anyway, there you go. I think I got at least a little bit of its character in this video. Hopefully you saw some of the colors, and again, yeah, it's interesting dial, and really glad I had it done. And yeah, it feels like a different watch to me. And will I ever have the black dial put back on? Oh, probably not. I mean, I can't imagine I'd ever want to go back to the black dial. It's good to have. You know, I like having parts, and it's good to have the dial that it was born with, but I can't see why I would ever want to revisit that black dial, because this one is so much more unique and interesting and beautiful. Let me know what you think. Take care. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.